Hello, fellow Megatenists, and welcome to another episode of the Mega 10 Minute. So, today we're going to talk about Persona 5 Royale and all the other things that we know about Royale and the new one, Persona 5S. Without further ado, I'm going to get right into it because I'm going to be super fast. I'm going to be super fast. Okay, I'm through. Let's get right into it. Persona 5 Royale is a remake of the Persona 5 game that was originally released on the PS3 and PS4 with a lot of updates all around, and it'll release exclusively for the PS4 with compatibility with the PS4 Pro. The last thing that is super surprising is that we don't get a Switch port, at least not yet. So there's hope. Let's get into all the updates that we know that the game will have. The big one being a third semester, more time with the cast, new characters, new events such as a trip to the shrine. That's a New Year's tradition in Japan. You go to the shrine, you dress up nice, and a new arc that we haven't seen yet. Updates to the student life and thief life, a big one being the addition of the Kichijoji shopping district. There will also be date spots added. Look at this aquarium. Amazing. We have new music confirmed to be composed by Shoji Meguro. He did about 80-90% of the original Persona 5 soundtrack, so that's amazing. We have improved graphics, and that'll tie into the compatibility with the PS4 Pro. We have more new things. This time in dungeon crawling, we have different mechanics for the dungeons. The enemies are confirmed to be stronger. The boss battles are going to be tweaked, and there's going to be some updates to the UI. Another thing about the school life is that the daily assist function will be added, which will help you find things that you can do while in your student mode, not the dungeon mode. There's also a new area, a bar looking thing that we see darts and pool tables, and that looks pretty cool. So let's get into the new characters. First off, we have Kasumi Yoshizawa. She's a new playable character. She's a cast member, Phantom Thief, possibly with a mysterious aura surrounding her. She's an accomplished rhythmic gymnast who transfers to Shujin at the same time as the protagonist. She admires the protagonist, but says that people need to resolve things on their own, which directly contradicts the Phantom Thieves. Oh, pretty interesting. We don't know her persona, we don't know her codename, but we do know she has a sword and a big shooting majig. There's some mystery around whether she's going to be a Phantom Thief forever because of her ideology contradicting the Phantom Thieves, but we'll see. She's younger than the protagonist, and her design has sparked some controversy due to the way that she wears what looks to be a modified leotard. We've seen several fans redesign it in an attempt to make it more palatable to their interest and taste. My personal take is that her only descriptors are that she idolizes the protagonist and that she's a gymnast and is a very accomplished one. So to me, her outfit combines those two descriptors. It looks like she's wearing a modified leotard with a bunch of Joker-esque looking stuff on top. Note the red gloves. Pretty interesting. Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you agree or disagree, I would like to know. Next, we have Takuda Minuki. He is a confidant that will feature after the events of the first dungeon of the game, and he is a school counselor. His tarot card is the Consultant, which is a card we don't typically see. We don't have much more information besides the fact that he likes juice, so that's cool. So his card doesn't exist normally, and unlike traditional Roman numerals, which we see across the game, this one features Arabic numerals, which are the ones that we typically see in our day-to-day life, and that's unusual. So this card shares its name with a Spanish version of the Magician card found in El Gran Tarot Histórico, which is pretty interesting considering that Morgana is the Arcana, or Morgana's Arcana is the Magician. So maybe this is an alternative to that. We've seen that with Aeons in Persona 3 and 4, as well as Jester/Hunger. So that's pretty interesting in the universe as well. All of which actually exist as alternative names to the cards that they represent, except Hunger, which actually aligns with Strength, not with the Jester, but that's cool. Lastly, we have this boy. A prevailing theory is that he is Morgana. The color scheme, the necklace, and the words he uses all scream Morgana. Wagahai is a pronoun used to reference yourself, which is seen as arrogant, and it's very old. Even more so, it's what Morgana uses when speaking about himself. This itself is a reference to Wagahai wa Neko de Aru, or I Am a Cat, a satirical novel from the 1900s where a cat describes the lives of the people around him. The novel's title also being the opposite of what Morgana typically says, which is I am not a cat. Honestly, It would be a bit interesting, reminiscent of Teddy as human. The concept is cool. You know, I have no qualms with that. Lastly, we know this is coming out Halloween 2019 if you live in Japan or if you could import it. Otherwise, it comes out sometime in 2020 and it seems to be releasing all on the same date, or at least that's what I'm assuming. We know there will be a limited edition copy of it, which will feature an art book. We don't know what else it'll feature. And the price points for both the standard and the limited edition are the same as what you would typically get for those games. So if you're looking for a discount, unfortunately wait till 2025 or something. The rest of the details are pretty unknown at this point. One theory that people have about the game in general is that maybe the new content that last semester might just be a retelling of the game's events, but through changed means. We see that Wakaba, who's Futaba's mother, is seen with Futaba and the protagonist, which contradicts what we know about the lore thus far. We've also seen that the first dungeon not feature An, but instead a different character. We've seen a couple of little tweaks here and there, and all those things kind of scream that there's going to be changes to the overall plot. That could be either changes that we'll see throughout the game, or maybe it's some sort of like alternate approach, and we might approach things with Kasumi's perspective, and that's probably what the last semester is. We don't know, but all that being said, it's a pretty interesting attempt at making a remake. It's very different from what we've seen with Persona 4 Golden. It's more akin to Strange Journey Redux, and the way that it fundamentally changes the game for the better or worse is up to you. Let me know if you're excited for the changes that we know so far, what your theories are in terms of what the new content could be, or if you care. Do you like any of these things? Do you think that new guy is Morgana, or is it just a new character altogether? Next up, which is the smallest talking point, but it's also interesting nonetheless, is Persona 5 Scramble the Phantom Strikers. Almost no details about this game, no release date, no nothing. It's a Musou game made in collaboration with that company and the others that specialize in that sort of game. We don't know the specs, we don't know when it's coming out, or anything else really. The teaser and the teaser website are pretty barren. We just know that it's a cool game where Joker viciously murders Power Jacks and Pixies like a psychopath. The like to dislike ratio on this video for this game is insane, since it's very, very much the most disliked debut thus far. And I think a lot of that stems from people being very disappointed that it's not actually a Switch port of Persona 5, which is one of the theories that people had. But God, am I hyped for a new type of spinoff. Yes, I wish that this was a Musou game from Mainline or the other spinoffs, but it don't really matter. It doesn't really matter to me. DLC can solve a lot of those problems. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think. Please buy my keychains, and thanks for watching.